If you're new to your role as an information technology or information security leader, regardless of the role, whether you're the manager, the director, information security officer, chief information security officer, you might find that there are plenty of obstacles for you to overcome. Maybe budget issues, staffing issues, etc. You might wonder, where do I start? What do I make my number one priority? I'm here to tell you that I've been in your shoes as a former chief information security officer, former network architect, network security architect, and cybersecurity architect who has led very big teams, including government institutions. I know exactly what the challenges might be, and I'm here to share my experience with you. Well, the first thing that I would advise that you do is to conduct an assessment. An assessment can be a broad term that means any number of things, such as a pen test, a breach assessment, a gap analysis, and any number of others. But ultimately, the goal is for you to gain visibility on how your systems are currently configured. There are three primary objectives of the information technology or information security team. And here they are. It is to prevent threats, or should I say threat prevention, threat detection, and threat response. Regardless of what else you can do, if you're not preventing threats, and if you're not detecting threats, and if you're not responding to threats, you fail. So how do you prevent threats? How do you detect threats? And how do you respond to threats? Threat prevention. That might be achieved with firewalls, email security system, SaaS security system, endpoint detection and response tools, etc. You see, the firewalls, they live at the perimeter of the network for a reason. This is the entry point of the network, one of the entry points. You're going to want to secure the perimeters of your network, regardless of what that happens to be. Networks nowadays are borderless in that they do not just have the demarcation zone as their entry point or their exit point. They have WAN, they have SD-WAN, they have SaaS applications that are exiting to go to all kinds of places. You have emails that are coming in, you have DNS attacks, etc. You want to be in charge and secure these different entry and exit points to your environment. So firewalls will do the job of securing you at the edge of the network. Anything that's entering or exiting the network will go through the firewalls. And next generation firewalls provide you with the benefit of having complete visibility on everything that goes in and out of the network, or should I say most things that go in and out of the network. Because next generation firewalls are able to decrypt the traffic through this technology that's called SSL decryption. The whole idea of SSL decryption is to perform a man in the middle. The firewall becomes an SSL broker in that any session that is established to the internet, well, it is established first with the firewall. The firewall intercepts that. It decrypts that, and it inspects to see what's inside. If it is good traffic, it repackages that and it forwards it on behalf of the endpoint. The endpoint never knows that someone intercepted the traffic along the way. That's your firewall that intercepts that along the way, decrypts it, and if it likes it, it forwards it. If it doesn't like it, it stops it. You see, that's new capabilities that you have, and you can leverage that. You should leverage that. That's moving you towards a zero trust architecture. Now, we'll talk about that in a different video, but understand that you need to be in charge of the entry and the exit points of your network. The firewall is one of them. But you also have emails. If you're not securing your email systems, threats will be delivered there for sure on a daily basis. Endpoints. Your endpoints might be scattered, not just on the premise, but they might be at home because people are working from home. You need to be able to protect those while they're there. Maybe you have an always-on VPN, a persistent VPN connectivity that keeps the endpoints behind the firewall at all time. These are the ways that you prevent threats. But the next two are for when you can't prevent the threats. Understand that there are two types of businesses, as someone from the FBI said. There are the businesses that have been breached and the businesses that will be breached. It's not a matter of whether or not you will be breached. It's a matter of when you are breached. Will you be found to have done enough due diligence to prevent the breach from being materialized? So for threats that you cannot prevent, you must be able to detect, and you're going to use a SIEM solution, System Information and Event Management System, to detect threats. Think about something like Splunk. Logarithm, Azure Sentinel. These are systems that are there. They're a big data processing engine. Essentially, that's what they are. They process massive amount of machine data that they collect from all kinds of machines that are on your network. These machines can be firewalls, routers, switches, laptops, servers, and any number of others. As those machines collect machine data, they forward that to the SIEM solution, System Information and Event Management System. And the job of this system is to process that very rapidly and detect threats in real time. And when it does detect threats, it will alert. And you must have a team that's able to respond to those threats very rapidly. It serves no purpose for you to be able to detect if you can't respond. So understand, my first advice for you would be to perform an assessment to understand if you are preventing threats to your maximum capability today. Understand what kind of technologies you already have, and see if you can leverage the existing technologies to their fullest potential before you invest in new technology. Take your first 90 days to assess your network. Whether you have your internal team to do that, or you invite an external team, we can be the external team that you invite to do that, or it can be any other capable team that you can find. There are plenty of others. They will assess your network to find if you are detecting threats, if you're preventing threats, and if you detect threats, if you're responding to threats rapidly enough. If you can't do these three, regardless of whatever else you do, you fail. Because the bottom line is, we are in the business of preventing successful attacks. And if we can't prevent, we must be able to detect. And if we can detect, we must be able to respond. So conduct an assessment to see how you're doing those three, whether you use your internal team or your external team. That would be my first advice to you. I'm Jared Derival, founder of Magna Cyber. In the past, I've been a network engineer, a network architect, a cybersecurity engineer, a cybersecurity architect, and a chief information security officer. Today, I spend my time advising executives on how to protect their networks. If you find this useful and would like to receive more nuggets like this, subscribe to my email list, and on a daily basis, we will deliver 5-minute nuggets to your email.